it is the regional workshop on open educational resources, OER practices, in this age of artificial intelligence. This, of course, is organized by the Regional Training and Research Institute for Distant and Open Learning, RETRIDOL, NOUN, in collaboration with the Commonwealth of Learning. Of course, we have had very robust and productive collaboration over time. This, of course, is one of such. Permit me, ladies and gentlemen, to recognize very distinguished personalities here, beginning with the principal officers of the National Open University of Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Vice Chancellor of the National Open University of Nigeria, Professor Olufemi Ayinde Peters. Will you put your hands together for him as I say that he is ably represented here by the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academics, Professor Chiedu Felix Mafiana. We call him the Godfather. And of course, he has been the Godfather. If you agree with me that he's a Godfather, will you please call him the Godfather? Ladies and gentlemen, we have also the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of administration, Professor Usman Shehu, who will be joining us shortly. We have the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Technology, Innovation and Research, TIR, Professor Christine Ofulue. Very few persons bear that name, Christine. There are different versions of that name, Christiana, Christian, and all of that, but Christine is apparently unique. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Oladipo Ajayi, the Registrar of the University. The Bossa is Malam Nasiru Marafa. We recognize them, they will be joining us shortly. And the University Librarian who will also be joining us. We have deans and directors, heads of departments who are here with us. Particularly, we have in our midst right now, the Dean Faculty of Education, Professor Ogunleye Bankole. Professor Bankole Ogunleye. Prof, you are most welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, we also recognize and make welcome Professor Gregory Okabari, who is Director Academic Planning. Prof, you are most welcome. Also, we have in our midst Director DLCMS, Dr. Bello Lukman. We have Director ICT, Dr. Francis Osang. Of course, Dr. Samuel Awolu Mate of the CGS, and we have the Director ESITEL, Professor Grace Joktan. Prof, do not pretend that you did not hear me. Please do a wave so that people will know that I'm referring to Professor Grace Joktan. Thank you very much. Sometimes we are biased. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to also recognize and make welcome in a very special way the Director, Regional Training and Research Institute for Distant and Open Learning, RETRIDOL, who is the host while we're here today. Thank you very much, Professor Dorothy Ofoha. We have in our midst resource persons who are going to be setting the tone at their own time for the various sessions that we'll have. We have Professor Jane Agbo of the Commonwealth of Learning and also Advisor Higher Education. Please, may you please rise. Your outfit is wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have Professor Juliet Inibedon as another resource person, Director of Quality Assurance. He's always putting staff on their toes, especially the academics. Professor, you are most welcome. And we have as resource person too, Professor Francis Egbokare. Professor Francis Egbokare, President Odilan. Ladies and gentlemen, I recognize and make welcome all directors, all deans, all heads of departments, heads of units, all friends and well-wishers, all collaborators who are here to fraternize with us at this event, this workshop. You are most welcome. Those who are here now and those who are going to be joining us shortly, we welcome you all to this workshop, this opening ceremony. May I, at this juncture, invite for a welcome address and the workshop overview and objective so that we can properly set the tone and be on the same page for the workshop. Professor Dorothy Ofoha, Director, RETRIDOL. Please put your hands together for her as she comes to the podium.
Thank you very much. The Vice Chancellor of the National Open University of Nigeria, represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics, Professor Chiedu Mafiana, principal officers that are here, deans and directors of the university, the representative of the Commonwealth of Learning, distinguished guests and participants, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the National Open University of Nigeria for this regional workshop on OER practices in the age of AI, organized by the RETRIDOL in collaboration with the Commonwealth of Learning. Established in 2003 through a collaboration between the National Open University of Nigeria and the Commonwealth Learning, RETRIDOL is dedicated to strengthening the capacity of higher education institutions in open and distance learning and promoting regional collaboration across the West African sub-region and beyond. Through its training and research initiatives, RETRIDOL has consistently fulfilled its mandate in countries including Nigeria, Ghana, the Gambia, Sierra Leone, Cameroon, Togo, and Gabon, as reflected in the diverse participants at this workshop. In this age of artificial intelligence, OER practices are gaining renewed significance. This workshop comes at a time of profound global change as institutions are rethinking how AI can support the creation, adaptation, and sharing of educational resources. AI tools are opening new possibilities for developing high-quality open resources that strengthen pedagogical quality and better serve diverse learning communities. This workshop, therefore, provides a crucial space for us to explore how AI can enhance OER practices without compromising the values and identity of our educational systems. Participants in this workshop include senior academics leading OER initiatives in their institutions, directors of distance learning centers, senior government officials, and representatives from regulatory bodies and ministries of education across the sub-region. The primary objective of this workshop is to equip participants with the skills and strategies needed to leverage AI to advance OER practices in ways that strengthen regional capacity, foster innovation, and uphold African educational systems and values. The workshop is designed to be interactive and collaborative. Over the next 2 days, participants will discuss emerging practices on OER and AI integration strategies, share experiences, and work collaboratively to develop actionable frameworks and policy recommendations for the region. We are honored to have with us two distinguished resource persons, Professor Francis Ebokare, a professor of linguistics at the University of Ibadan and president of the Open and Distance E-Learning Association of Nigeria, ODELAN. as well as Professor Juliet Inegbedon, Director of Quality Assurance here at NAO. Their extensive experience and expertise in OER will undoubtedly enrich our deliberations. On behalf of the RETRIDOL team, I wish to express our sincere gratitude to the Vice Chancellor of this university for his commitment and support to RETRIDOL's mission and vision, including the sponsorship of staff attending this workshop. We also appreciate the Commonwealth of Learning for their continued support, especially in organizing this workshop. I thank the dedicated RETRIDOL staff for their efforts in making this workshop a reality. In conclusion, this workshop represents a crucial step in advancing AI-supported OER development and use across West Africa. By coming together as a regional community, we can harness the power of openness to improve teaching, enhance learner engagement, and ensure more equitable access to knowledge. Once again, I welcome you all and wish us a productive and inspiring workshop. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Director RETRIDOL, our own Professor Dorothy Ofoha, for setting the tone. Now, having set the tone, may I, for remarks from Commonwealth of Learning, invite elegant Professor Jane Francis Agbo in her resplendent dress today, come out and speak to us, give us remarks from the Commonwealth of Learning, is our advisor on higher education. You can confirm my position. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Please kindly permit me to stand on the already established protocol. I send warm greetings to everyone, and I'm really excited and glad to see all of us from diverse countries in West Africa, Togo, the Gambia, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria, and my sister from Cameroon. So on behalf of our president, Professor Peter Scott of the Commonwealth of Learning, I send warm greetings in addition to from my colleagues at COLE, which is based in Vancouver, Canada. So just a little bit about the Commonwealth of Learning, just for some of us that are encountering us for the first time. COLE is based in Vancouver, Canada, and it's established by government, the Commonwealth heads of government in 56 Commonwealth countries, to widen access to learning opportunities among member countries. And specifically, COLE is designed to promote cooperation among education and training stakeholders, thereby advancing open and distance learning and leveraging communication technologies to strengthen teaching, learning skills, and advancing OER, which is actually a primary goal of the Commonwealth of Learning. So I'm really happy to be here today. Your presence here reflects a shared commitment to expand access to quality education through open collaboration and innovation. We're especially grateful to our host institution, which is also my institution. I joined this institution specifically August 2006. And I hear there's an award coming up. Unfortunately, I missed it by 6 months because next year will be 20 years in this institution. So remember me next year for that beautiful award. So I'm always excited and happy to be back home. And I also send sincere appreciations to our host, RETRIDOL, and the new director for organizing and convening this very important meeting. So this meeting is particularly important. We're talking about artificial intelligence in the age of AI. We all know that AI is rapidly changing the way knowledge is created and knowledge is shared and used. And at the same time, open education movement is evolving to respond to these changes. So this workshop aligns to the UNESCO Dubai Declaration that was made in November 2024, which refreshes the UNESCO OER agenda for the AI era. And the Dubai Declaration encourages us, among many, to build in AI literate right-based capacity, to update licensing and attribution norm, to support sustainable and green open educational resources ecosystem, and to strengthen international collaboration. Above all, it reminds us to see open educational resources as a public digital good whose quality and provenance can be trusted. I want to also stress here that the Commonwealth of Learning, we work in collaboration with UNESCO, and we significantly contribute to the advancement of open educational resources movement, not only through our long-standing work and mandate, but as a strong collaborative leader. COLE has consistently advanced open educational resources by working side by side with government, institutions, and regional bodies to co-design solutions rather than pushing a one-size-fits-all model. COLE also, like I said earlier, partners with UNESCO and other international OER organizations in ways such as jointly convening the key events like the World OER Congress and collaborating in global OER policy and capacity building initiatives, as well as helping shared framework that steers open educational resources development in the age of AI. Additionally, the Commonwealth of Learning strives to produce curriculum-aligned OER as global public good and host them on a dependable platform. We have a platform for openly licensed resources in our COLE Commons and also the COLE Oasis. And this COLE also helps facilitate OER through regional, sustaining regional hubs like RETRIDOL, and this is why we are here today. So this two-day workshop gives us opportunity to examine the status of open educational resources process in the region. During the technical session, we're going to have emerging findings from the status review that ushers in this workshop, so it gives us an idea where we are and where we need to go. Also, we are here to ascertain new opportunities, possible risks, and emerging good practices that AI introduces to the creation, curation, and sharing of OER. We're also here to highlight success stories, key lessons, and practical models from institution, national, and sub-regional OER effort. I see my brother from NUC, and NUC, we have an OER repository. I hope we are good. We will discuss further. We're also here to strengthen professional skills for critical, thoughtful use of AI, OER tools, and platform, as well as consider ethical, cultural, and pedagogical dimensions of AI and openness so that African knowledge system, value, and languages remain central and respected in open education. So your experiences here today, your questions, your ideas will shape the conversations and the results of this workshop. So I encourage all of us to be open-minded, be practical, be curious, let's share generously, debate respectfully, and keep our focus on what will strengthen inclusive, high-quality education for learners across our region. Once again, warm welcome to everyone, and thank you for being part of this timely and important workshop. and I wish us all a productive and engaging two-day deliberations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Jane Agbo. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, participants at this regional workshop on open educational resource practices in the age of artificial intelligence, we shall now listen to the Vice Chancellor of the National Open University of Nigeria, who will give us his remarks and declare this two-day workshop officially open. Of course, he is ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Academics, Professor Chiedu Felix Mafiana.
This is an address by the Vice Chancellor, who is about now chairing the Appointments and Promotions Committee of some of our colleagues who are seated here. The opening remarks of the Vice Chancellor. Dear representative of the Commonwealth of Learning, Professor Jane Frances Abu, who narrowly missed the award. Our Director, RETRIDOL, deans and directors of faculties and centers, our dear resource persons, and I see participants from different parts of West Africa, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure, that is Professor Femi Peters' pleasure. It is my pleasure to warmly welcome you to the National Open University of Nigeria for this very, very important workshop on OER practices in the age of artificial intelligence. We are honored to host dear distinguished delegates, policymakers, academics, and practitioners from across West Africa sub-region who are deeply committed to the advancing of open education in Africa. This workshop comes at a pivotal moment in the global education landscape. The outcomes of the third UNESCO World OER Congress was held in 2024 highlighted the potential of AI to revolutionize the way open educational resources are created, adapted, and shared. It also underscores the critical need to safeguard cultural and pedagogical diversity, ensuring that African knowledge systems are preserved and promoted in the era of AI-enhanced open education. Here at the National Open University of Nigeria and through our Directorate of, that's RETRIDOL, partnership with the Commonwealth of Learning, we recognize the transformative potential of harnessing AI to enrich OER development. At the same time, we remain committed to ensuring that these innovations serve our learners equitably, respecting diversity, promoting inclusivity, and elevating African knowledge systems. Over the next 2 days, you will engage in critical conversations and hands-on sessions designed to identify emerging regional practices in AI-enriched OER, strengthen institutional and national capacities, share successful interventions and experiences, and co-create sustainable, cultural, grounded frameworks for the future of open education. I'm particularly delighted to acknowledge our distinguished resource persons and the persons of Professor Francis Egwokare and Professor Juliet Inegbedio, whose expertise and long-standing contributions to open and distance learning continue to shape national and regional discourse. We thank you for your leadership and for accepting to guide these deliberations. To the participants from our various countries and institutions here represented, I commend your dedication to this collective mission. Your commitment reflects the growing momentum across Africa to position open education resources and AI at the forefront of educational innovation. I encourage you to use the workshop not only to learn, but to collaborate, network, and build partnerships that will endure beyond these 2 days. The National Open University of Nigeria is proud to serve as a hub for regional capacity building in ODL, OER, and educational technology. We remain steadfast in our mandate to support institutions, governments, and practitioners across Africa in strengthening systems that promote access, quality, and lifelong learning. Distinguished participants, as we embark on the conversations ahead, I encourage us all to be open, reflective, and creative. The intersection of AI and OER presents unprecedented opportunities. It also requires deliberate action, ethical clarity, and cultural sensitivity. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no doubt that the discussions and outcomes from the workshop will make a meaningful contribution to ongoing efforts of by Commonwealth of Learning, RETRIDOL, and our regional partners to transform education in West Africa and beyond. On this note, it is my honor and privilege to declare this regional workshop on OER practices in the age of AI open. I wish you all fruitful deliberations and a productive engagement. Thank you. Now, having declared it open, just a word. 2 days ago, I was reading an article of a workshop on artificial intelligence. About 2,000 papers were going to be presented. Of the 2,000 papers, 20% of them were generated by AI.
I understand that the first part of the presentation was Professor Olufemi Peters speaking, but the last drop was a nugget from Professor Chiedu Felix Mafiana, the Godfather. Please put your hands together for him. Thank you very much. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, this 2-day regional workshop on open education resources practices in this age of artificial intelligence is declared open officially, and I'd like to invite for vote of thanks Professor Olubenga Ajadi. You're not going to clap for him?
Thank you. Please, time will not permit me to mention individuals in this my appreciation. On behalf of RETRIDOL, I would want to express our gratitude to the Vice Chancellor, who is ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academics, for the university's steadfast support and dedication to promoting open and technologically improved learning. I also like to appreciate the university management present and those who are not present for their involvement and their contribution to these achievements in the National Open University. I would like to appreciate the Commonwealth of Learning, represented by our dear sister, Professor Jane Francis Agbu, for their ongoing collaboration and crucial assistance in making this workshop a reality. Institutions around the world at the moment are still motivated by Commonwealth of Learning leadership in advancing OER. And I want to unequivocally say that we are privileged to be part of this partnership. I sincerely thank everyone who has joined us, including those who are physically present from both within Nigeria and outside of Nigeria, as well as those who are interacting with us electronically from other places. Your dedication to improving OER ecosystem is genuinely admirable. Lastly, without wasting much of our time, I also want to thank the RETRIDOL team, ably led by two giants, our Deputy Vice Chancellor, Innovation, Dr. Christine Ofule, and our Professor Dorothy Ofoa. The resource persons who are here to deliver the workshop, and everyone who has joined, who has put in countless hours behind the scenes to make this program a success. Honestly, on behalf of RETRIDOL, we are grateful to everyone who are here to grace this occasion, and we hope we will all have a successful and memorable time during this two-day workshop. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Prof, for the vote of thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, please, media, we have some virtual participants. Can you please display the virtual participants so that we know those who are joining us virtually? Yes, you are most welcome. We recognize your presence here. We will not call all your names, but thank you very much, Professor Florence. Permit me to use that, because I'm not sure. Dr. Chukwuma, thank you very much. And all others who are here with us, who are joining us virtually. Thank you, thank you. It promises to be a very wonderful experience these 2 days. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, we shall take group photograph now. At the end of the group photograph, we'll all process down to the table there, the dining table, where we'll have tea.